Hey board enthusiasts, it's Matt. So after posting the BE Indie Game Index launch today, I've gotten an influx of questions about, well, how do we install the BE Home app on our board? So Board Enthusiast is an indie community, and we are not first-party Board. We're not associated with nor affiliated with Board, but we're very supportive players of Board and indie developers who are creating content for Board. So Board does provide a first-party sanctioned way of installing content onto your board. It's provided through the developer program right now. We've raised issues with Board that this needs to be a much more smooth process for players because currently it is a very developer-facing way to install content, but it's the only way that's currently available. So we're hoping that Board gets a better way out here very soon for you so that players don't have to be doing this technical steps for this, but I'm going to walk through step at a time and we'll get you going. So on the Board Enthusiast website here, what you want to do is go to Browse. Here is where you would browse for all the game content you want to find. So if you find a title that you like the BE Home app, for example, what you're going to do is go to the Install tab. This is where we provide you the instructions for how to get this onto your board. So discover one, download it onto your PC. That's the next step. So when you go to a title, there's a Get Title button, and you'll use that to download the APK. So let me go ahead and demonstrate that. We're going to go to Browse. I'm going to go to BE Home for Board. That's what we're looking for right now. I'm going to click Get Title. That's going to download my BE Home for me. So I've got the APK. The APK stands for Application Package. It's an Android file that ultimately gets installed onto Board. So we'll close that out and we'll go to install again. Cool, so I did step 2. I got the file I want downloaded on my PC. So now the next step is downloading the Board installer. So this is where we get into the first-party Board stuff. This is what they provide to be able to do this. It's called the Board Developer Bridge. So I'm going to click this link. As we see, it does take us to the developer portal. So this is a developer-facing thing, like I said. You will want to read through the developer terms of use because technically, if you're downloading this, you are agreeing, just as this checkbox says. You can't interact with the buttons to download it until you push I agree. So do read through those, make sure you're okay with it. And then there's a download button for each of your individual OSs. I'm on Windows, so I would click that. Oh, I already had done that earlier, so that would show up here in my downloads. And here's the step that's really tripping people up right now. So BDB is an executable application, so it could be flagged as risky by your browser or your antivirus software. So because Board is a newer company, they are posting software that has not been downloaded very much yet. You know, Board is still a very small community of developers. So this file just really hasn't gotten a lot of traffic yet and a lot of ability to say that it is safe. Board could sign this application. They have not yet done that. That would ideally provide immediate trust. But for now, we can actually, as a community, help as we're doing this process. So this is what you'll get. You'll probably see this is Microsoft Edge I'm using. It may look a little bit different in your own browser, but pretty much it's going to be flagged most likely. What you need to do, at least in Edge, is there's the 3-dot menu over here. You want to come down and click Keep. Before you do that, please do this. Report this file as safe. So this is what's going to be something we as the community, as we're downloading this, can do to try and help raise the trust of the file and ideally make this for future players easier if Board doesn't end up changing anything about the process. So click that. It's going to take you to a really super quick Microsoft feedback form, or if you're in a different browser, it might take you to something else. But I can go ahead and click, I think this is a safe website because I think it is. I am familiar with Board. Select your language if you need it and do the CAPTCHA. So I'm going to do PXW5DS and click Submit. That's it. That's 2 steps that it takes 2 seconds for you to do. That is something that will help hopefully fix this for people in the future. So back to this, I click keep. It's going to ask me again, are you super sure that you want to do this? So Microsoft Defender Smart Screen couldn't verify if the file is safe, blah, 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 blah. This is part of the problem here, is that the publisher is unknown. If Board would sign this, it would be a known publisher and we probably wouldn't be running into this. Go down here, don't delete, click keep anyway. That's going to make it then so that it is actually available now for opening the file. So you can open it in the folder. There we go. Here's my download. So here it is, bdb.exe is the application that we want. All right. We go back to our instructions on Board Enthusiasts. Cool, we did step 3. We downloaded the version for our operating system. We're now on step 4, install to Board. Yay, this is what we want. So I'm going to go to the follow Board's instructions. So this takes us right to the docs for developers of Board Developer Bridge. Use BDB to deploy and manage your builds. That's what we have. We currently have a build. So I first need to connect my board. My board is connected, but if you haven't connected it, as you see, you need to use a USB-C and connect your board to your PC that you're working with right now. And then we're going to check our connection with running the application with some commands. So this is the part where we get super more technical. So I'm going to go back to my downloads folder here. So in my downloads, what you want to do is you want to probably put this in a safe and known, a location that you choose should be safe. So I chose to put it in documents. I made a folder called board and I put that, that's where I'm going to put it. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it, or I'm just going to actually cut it. And I'm going to go to my documents folder and push board and paste it. All right. I've seen a lot of screenshots people have been sharing where they downloaded it multiple times. If you had this and it ended up looking something like this, you're going to want to edit the file name and delete that. You want it to just be BDB so that it will match the commands that Board has for you. So we have that. Now I'm also going to put this in there. I'm using Control X to move this and Control V to paste that. So this is kind of where you want to be as a player. You want to have a folder where you're putting it and put BDB and the APKs that you download for games in the same folder. This is going to be the most easy way for you to run the commands the way that Board has them listed on the website. So from here, what do we do? If you hold Shift and right-click your mouse, this is in Windows at least, there will be Open in Terminal. Yours may not look like mine where I have all this other stuff, but you should have Open in Terminal on your computer. If you do not, I'll tell you what to do in a second, but this is what the terminal looks like. Some of you may never have seen this before, others may be super familiar with it. So this, when I did it from that way, where I was in here and I right-clicked with the Shift and opened it here, it opened me to that location. So if I look at here, that's my path. If I look here, that's the same path. So it put me right in there. That's where you want to be. So now we go back to Board, the Board instructions. We're going to copy this, go back to the terminal, paste it. I'm using Control-C and Control-V for shortcuts to do that, and hit enter. So as long as you properly connected your USB to your computer, it should say connected to Board at some com. Your number may be different. Don't worry about that part. As long as it says connected to Board and ready, then you're good. So then we find the command for actually installing. So go down just a little bit. You don't really need to worry about checking the version. go down here, installing your app. This is the command that you want. So copy that one, go back to your terminal, paste that, Control-C, Control-V again is what I'm using. So BDB install, and then it says path to your game APK. This is why I suggested having everything in the same folder, because the way that Board has written this instruction, it's going to be the easiest to just say BE Home APK or whatever other application you have. So I'm just going to backspace and get rid of that placeholder that they put there. And I'm going to type behome.apk. This needs to match, the case needs to match, so it needs to look exactly like that. If you're on Windows anyway, most OSs have this. If you type the first couple of letters and hit tab, it will fill it in for you like that. This might confuse you a little bit. Don't worry about that really. You can even get rid of it. These two characters here. And then I hit enter. So then Board's going to do the installing. This is actually now how it's getting onto my board. So then, as long as it says installation successful, which it should if the developer has given you a good APK, we can go look at Board then and say, cool. I'm going to go check my settings menu, go over here to sideloaded. And there's where you're going to see all of your side-loaded applications. So there's BE Home right there. If I go to play, that would be opening it up. I can uninstall it if I don't want it, and anything else I've installed is going to be listed here. So I know that's a lot. We've brought it up with Board several times and hoping to hope that they really fix this, make it much better for players. They have said that something is coming soon. Soon is relative, could be till June, I think is probably where their phase 2 kind of starts in the summer of 2026. But they have said there should be a onboard library that they're going to provide where you should be able to kind of grab applications. But for the meantime, this is how we're able to provide our indie games for you. I know it's a lot, but hopefully this gets you through those steps and gets you playing our games. And get you into the BE Home app. Please continue to give feedback. I really appreciate everybody calling this out because, you know, sometimes we as devs don't think about these things because we do them every day. But yeah, keep letting us know, and thanks a lot. Hopefully that helps. Y'all have a great time.